Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a great fucking person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. And today we're going to be talking about something that I do at the beginning of every single month. Like, we're going to be talking about first of the month planning, right? Because you cannot improve what you don't measure. And if you can't improve, then how are you going to fucking level up? How are you going to make more money? How are you going to get that next raise? How are you going to fucking take your family to the next level, right? And with only 2 months left in the year, it's fucking crazy. 2024 is pretty much gone. Like, planning how you will end things with a fucking bang is a must so that you can begin next year, 2025, with massive momentum. When people are just starting to plan their year, you already fucking got shit going along because you used the last portion of the year to really analyze, to plan, and to restructure how you're going to attack life, right? So let me ask you this question. It's the start of the new month. Do you have a plan? Right? Or are you just hoping things magically fall into place? Right? Do you have a plan, or are you just magically hoping that things just fall into place? Right? Because intentional planning is important because it sets the tone for productivity, and it allows you to focus on what's essential. It allows you to focus on like what you need to do, and ultimately what it does is it helps you create the success that you're after. If you're just waiting for it to happen, it's fucking probably never gonna happen, right? I've learned that the older we get, the more things that become on our plate that we just need to fucking learn how to juggle. Like things like family time, career time, fitness time, time for personal goals, even fucking time for hobbies, right? Like, and if you're fucking following along, things like motorsports, we gotta have fucking time for our motorsports in our life, right? But like, this is exactly why strategic planning helps prioritize what really matters. And it really helps you just fucking align yourself with the things that you need to do and still find time for what you want to do, right? First of the month planning is a game changer, right? When you view the first of the month as a reset button, it really becomes an opportunity to realign yourself, to recalibrate and to adjust, to refocus on what really matters most to you. Like, a clear monthly plan can set the stage for realistically getting things done, right? Because we are so fucking often, we're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And before you know it, like, that shit don't even fit on your fucking calendar, right? But the thing is that most of us, we don't fucking put things on our calendar. We don't plan. We don't take the time to really analyze, how much we could really do in a week. So without a plan, you end up drifting through the month. This is what I want you to avoid. This is what I want to help you with, right? On the other hand, with a plan, you act with purpose. Like, you move with drive, with some type of urgency, because you know what's fucking set up, and like, you need to have those. You need to be able to hit those dates so that you can hit those deadlines that you're working towards and fucking really create the things that you want to create, right? Like, a powerful monthly plan has three pillars. Fucking pretty basic. Like, it's not rocket science. It's funny I said that because I'm wearing a NASA shirt, but it's not rocket science. You just fucking break it down. It's three small pillars. It has a vision, it has action steps, and it has metrics with accountability. Right? Those are like the three basic principles of setting up a powerful monthly plan. Right? So let's start with the first one, the vision. Right? Like, ask yourself, like, what do I want to achieve by the end of this month? Right? I promise you, if you even ask yourself that one question, you're ahead of most of the people out there, because people just fucking drift on by, and then they'll figure out, like, why am I not getting the results that I want in life? But then they never really get clear on what they want. So how could you get how could you end up getting what you want if you don't even know what you want in the first place? Right? So ask yourself, what do I want to achieve by the end of the month? Like, what results am I after? Like, and I want you to envision yourself obtaining those results. Like for real, spend some couple minutes just like, how does that look for you? How does that feel? Like prime your brain and bring these things into reality. That could be something simple, like let's say a fitness goal, right? Whether it's you want to lose 10 pounds of fat, or maybe you just want to stick to a daily workout routine so that you can fucking start getting fit, so that your muscles like are you're not aching and you get out of bed and you're like, oh my god, I threw my back from fucking doing the most stupidest shit because you're fucking been moving. You're working towards being fit, right? Like imagine what success looks like for you. How does that feel? You want to make sure that you write your vision down like clearly, because most people don't even fucking write it down. Most people don't even know what they want. They say that they want all these fucking things, but in the reality they're like, all right, okay, what's the plan? How are you going to get there? Let's break this down in steps. They're like, oh, I don't know. And then they get pissed because they can't get the shit they want, but they're not willing to put in the fucking time. This is what we're here to do today. Let's fucking do a quick plan for the month. And if you do this 12 times a year, once a month, bro, you're gonna be so much more ahead because you're really refocusing and recalibrating yourself towards where you want to go 12 times a year. Right? Most people don't even do it once. Most people don't even do it once a quarter. That's 4 times a year. Now imagine if you do it fucking 12. You're gonna be so fucking much ahead. So write down what you want. What is your vision? What do you want to accomplish this month, right? And then revisit that vision, that thing that you wrote down at a minimum every week. So that when you do that, it keeps things at the front of your mind, right? And I say at a minimum, but if you really want to make it powerful, if you really want to make it a non-negotiable goal that you hit, right? Revisit that every single morning. And at night, before you go to bed, put that shit on your notes tab. So that like you wake up and you're on the toilet, let me glance at this real quick. Just put it in your brain. Just read it out loud. Bam. And then before you go to bed, you're on your phone. All right, let me pull this up real quick and read it to yourself. Oh, I want to do this, or I will do this, or I am working towards doing this. Prime your brain. Get it fucking going in motion. And I guarantee you that you read that shit to yourself day in and day out. And even on the days you don't do anything, you're like, oh, I really want to do this. What happened? I haven't done nothing in the last couple of days. And it's going to really start adjusting yourself, making you work towards that thing that you really want. Right? Next is creating actionable steps for yourself for that thing that you want, right? Because you're looking at it every day and you know what you want, but how are you going to get it? Right? I want you to break down those big goals into smaller goals, right? Know that short-term goals pave the way to your long-term goals. So in the grand scheme of things, so you want this big thing, well, how can you break that down into smaller tasks, into milestones that you can hit along the way that will get you to that long-term goal, right? So what daily actions, what weekly actions and steps do you need to take in order to move you towards that vision? Think about it, man. A couple minutes spent on this out of the month, that's just gonna put you so much more ahead in life, right? Like let's say you want to complete like a side project, right? Let's say that this came to mind because I'm working on the engine for my Camaro, but let's say that you want to build a race car engine, right? Let's use that as an example. Well, what I do is what I've done. You open my notes tab, and I created a list of the things that I need to do in order to achieve that goal, right? Like things like what parts do I need? What tools am I going to need? And then after that, like what are the steps that I need to take in order to fucking finish that engine? And then what I do next is then think about the hours that you can allocate to actually working on that engine, right? Maybe for you, it could be some time at night. Maybe you only have spare time on the weekend, whatever it is, but allocate some time, right? Whenever it is that you have the time, if you don't allocate it, there's going to be a big chance that you won't even fucking make it happen, that you're not going to work on it because you're just going to be like, oh, whenever I remember or whenever I prioritize because something else important is going to come up. But no, put that shit on your calendar. Like, yo, no, this week Wednesday night, I'm gonna go work on that. And then Saturday morning, I'm gonna fucking wake up early so I can dedicate a couple hours to that. Like, literally put your game plan into play, man. Like, you can also use the 1% better daily rule here, right? You can really help yourself make progress because small, consistent actions lead you to big results, right? So maybe instead of working on it only once in the weekend for a long period of time, maybe you can work on it. Maybe you have the availability to work on it every day, and half an hour, an hour every day In 7 days, you're gonna have 7 hours of work done, plus whatever you can do on the weekend. So really, small actions lead to bigger, big results, right? And so the last of the three pillars is really metrics and accountability, right? You want to be able to track your progress. You want to like set measurable targets for the month and review them at the start and at the end of each week so that you see how you're doing, right? So let's say that you want to read let's 2 books this month, for example, and I put that there because I've been on this game that this year I had a goal of reading 24 books, and so you divide that into the year, and that's 2 books a month, you know, and I'm behind by 1 book, and so I really need a hustle, and it's crazy because this next book that I'm about to start, it's a fucking thick boy, so I'm like, damn, I picked the wrong one, but I really want to read that one. I really fucking want to, process that and retain that information. So fuck it. It is what it is. I gotta fucking just put in the OT on that, right? Get caught back up. So let's say you want to read 2 books a month, right? So how how I do this, and how I will start off is I'd see how many pages are in each book, you know, and then I'd add those pages up from the 2 books, and that I must read by the end of the month. And then I just divide that number by 30. And then what that does is that, so let's say for ease's sakes, first book is 150 pages, second book is 150 pages, that's 300 pages total, then you will need to divide that by 30. So then you need to read a minimum of 10 pages every single day so that you stay on track to hit that goal. Right? It's a simple math like that. Like that's just an equation, breaking things down of how you can actually accomplish it. And then let's say you miss 1 or 2 days. Then what you could do is, and what I do is, I don't miss. I don't miss because I've been on that 1,000 day count. And I might miss reading my book, but I'd never miss reading the scripture. Been reading the Bible every fucking day. I've been closer to God, and man, God bless you, man. It's been such an amazing shift in my life, and I recommend it for everyone. But back to the book, fucking squirrel. Um, so if with the book example, so I'm behind, like I mentioned, 1 book I think I'm behind. So what I do is I recalculate, and whenever I'm like have a weekend like this weekend we were out of town, and I recalculate. Oh fuck, I missed these days, so I just redo the math on how many days I have left, and that means I got to step up my game. I want to fucking really hit this goal, but it takes you breaking things down into smaller actionable item steps that you can take to fucking knock it out. So something that helps here is using an accountability partner. With this helps because you get to check in with them, and then you get to maintain your progress, and you get to both share, yo, you said you were going to be here this week, where are you, right? And it does this because, as I said, you have to report to them, right? You have to report, and it's not like, oh, here are my pages. No, you share with each other, yo, you said you were going to be here this week, where are you? And then you get to check in with them, yo, where are you, right? And then because sometimes life happens, it's very easy. So, yo, come on, what are you gonna do to catch up? Accountability partner works great, right? And it works so good because you just bounce that energy off each other, right? And it sucks to show up without any progress. It really does. And so you might show up once or twice without any progress to read each other, but you're gonna start calling you out, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? I need to fucking get on my shit, right? And if you do show up without any progress, they're gonna call you out and they're gonna keep you in check. That's why accountability partner works, right? The key to sticking to your plan is to using some type of time blocking in your schedule, right? The concept behind this is that time blocking, like to really allocating specific times in your calendar, in your schedule, is essential for the task because it prevents the distraction and the procrastination that we all get as human beings, right? So, for example, like if you're someone like me who balances all my time between work, family, fitness, hobbies, like more sports, like everything I got going on, like it seems like I'm always like have things planned and like, oh, do you have some time to chill? And I was like, yo, let me check my calendar. And some people get offended by it. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, but that's how I plan my shit out. I usually have 1 or 2 weeks out already booked and planned, right? Because I got so much shit going on. But that's how you make shit fucking happen, right? And time blocking helps get things done, right? Like I block, for example, like my routines is usually I block my early mornings for personal care, right? I wake up, go to the restroom, I meditate, I read the Bible, um, and then I usually read my book. If I'm a little bit late, if that Bible session took a little long, I skip the book, and I go take a shower real quick and I start my day, right? Um, and and I go straight to work, right? And if I'm doing extra good on time, I go and I squeeze in a workout. You know, it depends because the days will drag out on you. So if you don't go to sleep early, then the day drags out. But typically, I like to get up early, so I go to the restroom, I drink my green juice, I meditate, read the Bible, typically squeeze a couple pages of reading of whatever book I'm on, and I go get a workout, take a shower, and hit the work, right? But if let's say I'm running behind and that day I didn't wake up as early as I needed to because the last day before I was up late, then what I do is I try to get my workout in and I squeeze it during my lunchtime. And if that doesn't work, then I have to do my workout right after I get out of work. And then what I do is in my evenings, they're spent really just spending time with my wife. We try to always aim to have dinner together. And then what I do is late evening, I squeeze some time for my passion projects. It's typically late at night, right? But I use my calendar to manage my time effectively. And this is how I can get so much things done. This is how I could have a full-time job. This is how I can have a part-time job with a coaching business. This is how I can have the podcast that I have put out 3 episodes a week. This is how I can have a motorsport passion that I'm building a car. This is how I can spend time with my wife. This is how we can go on vacations. This is how we get so much fucking things done because we stick by our calendar and we prioritize and we time block things and we fucking stay focused. Right? And I definitely recommend for you to do this. This is a game changer, right? And when you put things on your calendar, color coding your activities is a plus because you get to look at things and you're like, all right. And sometimes you start moving things around, and when you take a glance back and you see all the colors, you're like, oh, hold on, this doesn't make sense because my energy is going to be low, and I'm doing this activity here. Let's move this over here. And it really helps you to kind of adjust your energy because a lot of the times you might schedule a task, but your energy might be low, and that's not might be the best time to do that task. So I like to really prioritize my things based on my energy, right? And it just helps you stay organized, right? The one thing that I'm going to mention this because it's the one thing that I feel like no one ever rarely mentions, you know, is that you need to expect and plan for obstacles in your life, right? Understand that life happens. There will be curveballs thrown your way, especially when you're a fucking busy man and you're balancing, job life, family time, fucking hobbies, personal fitness, everything. Like there will be obstacles that will try to derail you. And if you're not on track, if you're not fucking handling the business, if you're not really re-strategizing, it will fucking derail you, right? And it's important to not let them fuck you up mentally because they can if you let them. And for you to really bounce back with more grit and more commitment towards your goals. When that shit happens, you're gonna be like, no, it's not why me, it's try me, motherfucker. I'm here to fucking succeed. I'm here to be the fucking man. I'm here to take my family to the next level. It takes you to have that fucking grit inside, right? Use your family as the drive to propel you forward rather than as a crutch that holds you back. You want to build some flexibility into your schedule by allocating some buffer time. Right? Like I learned this the hard way. I used to jam pack my days every 15-minute intervals. I'm doing this. And then well, I thought I was Superman. I thought I could do everything. And sometimes I would fucking have a couple days in a row. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking killing it. But then the minute something went sideways, bam, my entire schedule was out of whack. Because then I was like, fuck, it throws everything off. And I was like, fuck. So nowadays, what I do is I allow some buffer time in my days. But what I do religiously, for sure, that has been the biggest game changer and helps me stay accountable for the things that I want to do, is that I review my calendar every single morning. And then what I do is that I adjust the tasks as needed so that I can stay on track and get things done. And I really align things with how my energy is, you know? Because it's not about avoiding your problems. It's about adapting when they occur. Because they will fucking happen, right? Know that resilience comes from preparation. Like, and the last thing here that I wanted to mention with your monthly plan is probably the first thing that I probably should have mentioned, but whatever, we're here now, and you'll see why I'm saying that it's probably the first thing, but I'm mentioning it the last because they kind of tie in month after month, right? You want to review and reflect on how that month or the previous month went, right? And so we were talking about creating your plan. So maybe you're someone you haven't been doing this, so then this would be for the next month, right? But if you have been doing this, then you're going to review the previous month, right? And so what you want to do is you want to assess your progress from the previous month. You want to see how things are going. You want to see what worked and you want to see what didn't work, right? You want to find the things that will carry you forward, the things that really worked for you, the things that are game changers, the things that brought you a lot of energy, things that kept you up, the things that kept you focused, the things that got you hype, right? And then you want to fucking look for all the things that didn't serve you. And you want to let go of all that shit, the things that held you back, the things that stressed you out, the things that lowered your energy, like the people you hung out with that when you left there, you're like, you felt like fucking shit. Like those things that don't serve you, leave those behind, right? And so review, reflect, and restructure, right? And if you didn't hit a personal development goal or whatever goal you were working on, you want to reflect on why you didn't do it, right? Like really think about it and analyze this shit. Like treat it like a fucking business plan because it's your life plan. It really matters how fucking ahead you're gonna get, right? And like, so if you didn't hit a goal, like, was it because you had limited amount of time that month? Maybe you had a lot of things going on. Like maybe you had some out of town family come in and that kind of really threw things off. Maybe your focus was really off. Maybe you're just really tired and you were struggling with sleep. Like maybe you just weren't really inspired or you weren't motivated and you kind of just slacked on your discipline because you relied more on your emotions rather than just on the fucking calendar and sticking to it. It happens to the best of us, but you need to be able to like analyze and see why it was that you fell short, so that you can fucking adjust and you can improve on the next month, right? You want to find the key performance indicators so that you can incorporate them into the next month's strategy, right? Something that I don't want you to forget. This is a small thing, but it really matters. And some people are like, that's fucking gay, but you gotta fucking do it. You want to be able to celebrate the small wins. Because if you're always just looking at, I didn't hit this, I didn't hit this, I didn't hit this, you're looking at the negative shit, you're always gonna be on a downer, on a negative downer. They're gonna be like, you're not gonna have like the energy and the excitement to fucking go win, right? So you wanna look at your small wins and celebrate that shit. Like, yeah, I fucking got this done. Yeah, I might not have got all the way, but I fucking pushed through, and I didn't want to, but I still showed up. Like, tell yourself that shit, right? Even if you didn't reach the goal that you were after, recognize the progress that you made, right? Celebrate the effort that you put in and use it as fuel to work harder on this next month. So remember, your plan is only as good as your commitment to execute it. If you don't execute your plan, then no matter how fucking good you plan, it ain't shit gonna happen, right? Don't just make the plan, follow through with it. Right? Like use this episode, use this information that I'm providing to really map out your next 30 days. Right? Like don't put this off until another month, or don't do it when it's the beginning of the year. Like do it today, man, so that you can end this year with a fucking bang. Like create that clear monthly plan that's going to drive you towards the vision that you want. Know that consistent planning and execution are what separates those who want to achieve their goals for those who just want to fucking dream about their goals and those who really don't make shit happen. My friend, let's build that plan and let's get to fucking work. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground and I'm calling all the motorsport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're all meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others level up is the mission that God has tasked us with. Join me on this journey while we empower our people to do more and to be more. And man, by any chance you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you connected with today's message, if you resonated with today's message, if it lit up a fire in your ass and you're like, oh shit, I really need to fucking do this shit because I'm tired of fucking talking about it and not being about it, then man, go ahead and share this on your story because accountability is good for you. And make sure you tag me at Wide Open Randy because those are the actions that will drive you forward and can help you accountable. And also, those are the actions that help more gearheads to really see and hear about this podcast. And ultimately, that's how our community grows. I'll catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.